Do you love beautiful backgrounds on cards, but sometimes have trouble coming up with ideas? Never fear, we have compiled some of our design team card tutorial videos to help you create backgrounds you love. So you guessed it, the first way to create a beautiful background for your cards is to use stamps. The lovely Aurum here demonstrates how you can use some watercolouring and some die cut images to create a beautiful background for your next project. You can also use large background stamps to create patterns for your backgrounds too. You don't necessarily need to use the whole piece, and you can add extra dimension and interest using a little bit of foam and also some washi tape or even stamp designs if you wanted to. The lovely Nicole demonstrates here how you can create a really quick and easy card using a background stamp and a little bit of washi tape too. Next up, you can use stencils too. This is a great way to add patterns to your backgrounds. The lovely Laura Basson is adding some really beautiful, vibrant colours using one of our layered stencils here. You can see that she's just adding colour through the stencil quickly and easily using various different colours of inks. This is going to create a really great effect, and we love how she used the same colours in different tones to create this beautiful background. Next up, you can use ink blending to create a really quick and easy background. Use various different colours of inks in ombre effects or even just randomly to create a really great background and add interest to your cards just using ink. We really do love how you can use a little bit of ink and a little bit of ink splattering to create some really beautiful background effects. Next up, we have an ink resist effect. Now this is using stencils. Now you can use some beautiful embossing ink through the stencil, remove this and then add some embossing powder on top. You can use whichever colour embossing powder that you do wish to use. Here I've just used some clear so we can create a clear background and then add colour through it. I'm going to be using some watercolour so you can add this directly on top, and that embossing ink will then resist the colour. You can also do this on normal cardstock too, and then you can just use your ink blending tool to add the colours through the little spaces that has been left by the embossing. Another quick and easy way to create beautiful backgrounds is to use pattern papers. We do have many in the store, and the lovely Nicole shows here how you can use just various parts of little strips to create a beautiful background. You could use all of your little scraps of paper for this, and they don't necessarily need to come from the same pack of paper to create a really cool looking card. Next up, you can use 3D embossing folders. Now these are new, and these are a really great way to add some beautiful detail to your background and a little bit of texture too. You can use these plain, or you could also ink blend onto your beautiful cardstock before you emboss it like Therese has done here to create a really beautiful, vibrant card. You can also add embossing paste through stencils to create a beautiful textured background. The lovely May Park shows how quick and easy it is to add a really beautiful background using the embossing paste and then a little bit of splatter too. It gives really great effects, and you can also colour this embossing paste if you wanted to, or just leave it white. Another way to quickly add a background to your cards is to use cover dies. The amazing Therese is showing here how you can quickly add some beautiful colour to your little pieces using the inside pieces from the cover die. It does take a little bit of time, but we're sure that the effort and the time that you've put into it really does make a difference. Just a simple sentiment will really make this card shine. Next up, you can add watercolor and ink splotches to your cards. Here, the lovely Amber is adding a really cool drop effect by using some watercolor cardstock, adding some clean clear water to her cardstock, and then just dropping in some color. As you can see, she's holding it up slightly, so all of the drops go down the cardstock to create this really beautiful and unique effect. None of the cards that you create with this effect will be the same. Try adding different colors to create really beautiful looks on your next project. Next up, you can also create some ink splotches and different designs using alcohol inks. Here, Amber is using some Yupo cardstock and the alcohol ink from Altenew and just adding these into place. You can play around with these colors. Just remember, when you are using alcohol inks in this way, to use colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. This will help you create really vibrant effects and stop you getting muddy, inky colors. We love the look of alcohol inks, as you're going to be able to create really beautiful backgrounds that are truly one of a kind. You don't necessarily need to use the whole piece for your backgrounds, cut them down to create various different cards. The next way to create a really cool background is to use washi tape. You can see that Natalie here is using some washi tape onto a piece of cardstock, folding over the edges to create her really cool looking background here. We just love how this looks, and just adding a few little details is going to create a really stunning project. Another way to create a really cool looking background is to use alcohol markers. In one of my crafty corners, I created a really cool plaid effect just using some alcohol markers by scribbling them into place onto my cardstock and creating some really cool and fun effects that you can use for very different occasions. I hope this compilation gave you some great ideas to try out in your craft room. Check out the description for the links to the full videos and let us know in the comments below which one you want to try out first. Thank you so much for watching and have a beautiful crafty day. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Hello crafters, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching.